Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Titans Esports production. This time, Olympus Week 1, Fools 5 versus the Crime Syndicate here. I'm not a Valve game, joined by Aussie. And we had a pretty dominant performance from the Fools this last match. I mean, break it down for me. What exactly happened?
Well, I mean, Vanguard got it started off early here. Very quick, very easy. They just found a really nice team fight off of the back of a nice Stand United join up from Smoke in the top lane around that first Drake. And that's what really got the ball rolling there for Vanguard. Honestly, I'm really shocked that Crime Syndicate just let the game get away from them as hard as it did. Didn't really feel like necessarily the last nail in the coffin was that first play, but Vanguard definitely made it feel like it was. That one play was all it took for them to stay in the driver's seat the entire game. They gave nothing back besides RJ getting picked out a single time in the mid lane. And even then, that was meaningless. It was just a meaningless kill.
I mean, they got the pick, but they didn't make anything happen off of it. It's cool. We got the shutdown, we got that bounty, but we really didn't make anything happen. So we'll have to see if that changes in this game. But the picks are going to be changed. We cannot, because of the Fearless, we cannot pick those picks that we just played. It is a best of 3 though, so it's not going to be the same limitations as a best of 5 would have. Do you expect to see the bans to be the same? It was a lot of jungle prioritization, or do you think we're going to see something else? Because it seemed like Smoke got incredibly active on the map, and do you think he'll go something a top laner who could do the same again?
I mean, honestly, to point out here, I think the jungle bans seem kind of warranted. Fish on the J4 last game was just so formidable as well. Always in the right spot at the right time. Found multiple different gank angles. Found so many kills in the bot lane and the top lane. Got both lanes ahead. Struggled a bit into the Talia because it is J4 playing into Talia. So didn't really find anything there in mid, but that doesn't matter. Got both side lanes ahead. And that's all that matters. Because it basically guaranteed all but their victory, essentially. They just walk it down. So really well played from Vanguard overall in this entire match. Sinja proving me wrong about the Kali pick. I was a bit worried there as we are going to be getting into draft here. Going to be for this game 2 between Crime Syndicate and Fools 5 Vanguard. Kaisa going to be the ban away from Vanguard. Side select going to be the same as well for both of these teams as last game. It is Fearless, as you can see in the bottom row there. Little champions picked are going to be banned away. But yeah, if Vanguard can keep this up, they're looking very formidable. So far, bans staying the same.
I mean, right now, I don't expect much to, change if I'm the Fools, because last game our performance was very dominant. A change up in the bans this time as Amumu's forehead did not show up for the last set of bans as the Amumu is banned away, and the Nautilus is the follow-up ban, which is a sort of, maybe they're looking to dig deep in these pools. The Ivern is up that was banned away last time, and I believe it was the Darius that was, the Darius is banned away still. So maybe the Ivern could be taken away this time. I don't know first pick, though.
I mean, honestly, you might as well slam it, right? If they're going to ban it away, if you're willing to play it, I think it is going to be the Varus. Varus, very consistent right now. So going to see what's going to be picked up here for Crime Syndicate in response. I do agree, though. I think Ivern, not necessarily the best thing to pick, as it is going to be an Ashe lock-in. She did get a change in this patch that makes her tower taking potential to be much stronger, as her Q now stacks on towers. As Xin Zhao, I don't really need to say much about this champ. This guy's been meta for so long, continues to stay meta. He's not going anywhere. Just a overall solid bruiser. Vi also, she's been around for a while. She's not going anywhere. Press R on the enemy AD carry. How can you lose? So far, overall, very standard drafts so far. We get the Vi Ari pairing as well. One of the best as it goes for mid lane 2v2, as you just have so much guaranteed CC off of one another, and so much burst potential between the two of you. as Syndra will be the lock-in here for Watercat. Watercat, I think, still was kind of a highlight for Crime Syndicate in the last match.
He really was. He kind of popped off in a lot of fights, but at certain points, there really is only so much you could do. Do you think Fools bans the Tahm Kench or no?
Honestly, what do you gain out of doing so? Like, you force them to pick Tahm Kench. Obviously, I guess it's great for your Vi. Honestly, I might not even be that mad about it, but I think they might just probably ban out another Espada champ here, as they are going to be forced to blind pick another champion here in the top side. As it is actually going to be the Milio, so they did ban away support, interestingly enough. He is good in the Varus, and the Ari Charm, so I really don't disagree with the Milio pick, as it is going to be the Leona lock-in, so it's going to be Ashe Leona bot lane here. Curious to see that they are actually giving up the support counter pick here, once again, for Vanguard to decide what they want to take into it, and it's going to be Janna. Janna we have not really seen too much of, but Zemi playing a phenomenal Seraphine game last game. I have all of the faith in the world for Zemi to play well in this match as well on the Janna. It's going to be the Renekton blind pickup, so wonder what Espada has cooked up here for this Renekton matchup.
I mean, right now, Renekton is an aggressive guy, and Amalfi likes to fight those champions that like to be, AD aggressive champions. And, Renekton kind of fits that bill pretty heavy. So I'm not surprised to see Amalfi pick up in response. This time, though, we talked about Espada a lot in the pregame and how he's just been super strong. I want to see him get more active, to be completely honest with you. I understand last game that really wasn't as possible because Smoke literally could teleport on command with his ultimate, and Ornn can't do that. But this time around, they have the same rotation ability, they have the same sort of movement, and Malphite is a very get-in-there kind of champion, and you have the Varus, you have the Vi, two champions that I feel like he could do pretty well into. So, it's... obviously, I could be wrong on the Vi part, but I feel like into AD champions, he likes to, get involved.
Yeah, he likes to get involved as we are loading up onto the Rifts for game number 2 between Fools 5 Vanguard and Crime Syndicate. Crime Syndicate need to find a way to bounce back here to win the series. But overall, Vanguard, if they can play as well as they did in the last game, they should be able to have a walk in the park here, as we do actually see some early game stacking going on from Vanguard there on the thing. But overall, we'll point out Vanguard, if they can keep this pace up that they had the last game, they were looking to be just a dominant team in Olympus.
I mean, it was funny because obviously there was a pause before because somebody disconnected, but they needed something to change it up, and then the AD carry disconnected from the other team. And I was like, that's a pretty good way to change it up. But on a serious note though, the composition from the Crime Syndicate, what exactly is your goal here, and how are you going to do it into this Fool's composition?
Well, you have so much pick potential between the Syndra and the Ashe. You have quite a bit of DPS a bit later in the game when Ashe starts scaling up. You have a lot of disruption between the Leonas and Zhao, Scatter the Weak as well, Malphite ultimate as well on top of that. But overall, as we are getting a nice little side-by-side of the lanes here, nothing really going to happen too crazy in the bot lane, I would imagine. You can see Janna with the W start. You actually can tell that because of this little floating thing around her. So, has the W started up there. As Syndra taking a nice little trade here against Watercat in the mid lane. Played really well into the Talia, despite my I guess potential caster curse.
Your apprehension towards it. I
yeah,
mean, it was a melee into a ranged matchup, which was already, kind of, not ideal. And with how well Cat played that last game, I feel like that's another sort of, dissuader. But right now, I see the Renekton's getting dissuaded by Malphite, doing I thought he was going to Q right there, and that would have been really great, but he didn't. So Espada really wants to see my downfall. But that's besides the point. This lane is likely going to be, you know, Renekton takes a ton of poke, and if they want to fight the junglers, they're gonna have to come up here. But we were talking about how we want to see this game played. Where do you want to see the jungles make stuff happen? Because on the bot side, stuff's, you know, a lot of pokes going their way. RJ walking up though, turned some fire back. But as I said, where do you want to see the junglers get active?
Well, honestly, I think for Vi, you're going to be looking to play around the Yari, of course. That is why you lock it in. But on top of that, right, they have such a strong mid-game core as Hawkshot going to be utilized here. Vi will show them all. We'll be able to see the Vi on her blue side right now. So Caesar right there. I know she's on the top side. So I would imagine they're going to put a lot of like time and effort into this top side to make sure their mid game is strong. Smoke struggling a bit into the Malphite, to be a little expected here, but a little shocked at the D blade. Usually it is the D shield, but opting for a more aggressive setup here is very low on the top side, so it does need to be careful. Senja gonna go help Vi, potentially get a nice deep ward. Doesn't go for it as Watercat goes to cover it off, but they do at least see that Senja placed that ward down. Very passive ward, though, from Senja.
I mean, we get that early back from the Renekton. I think that's, you know, in part because of this aggressive start that he has with this Doran's Blade, right? You don't have that same level of tankiness that this Malphite does, just in general, because of how the Malphite, you know, does. But it's also the D-Shield adds so much extra to your survivability. And that the Malphite was abusing that, obviously, even though he did get shoved in a bit towards the end of that. But Smoke was not looking, you know, too pretty afterwards. He was bruised. He was battered. And it looks like topside now, those Krugs are going to be, you know, locked up by the jungler there. Some damage going into a spot up, but the dash away is there. And again, we see the Vi going towards this bot side. Like you mentioned, she wants to play to around this mid. Is the Syndra an easy gank, or is it something that, you know, we're going to have to meticulously do and time it correctly?
Well, if you don't have ultimate on Vi, you are going to need to time the Scatter the Weak because the Spada falling a bit low here. Has the refillable pot, though, so should be okay. You do need to probably wait 4-6 on the Vi before you start ganking the Syndra, unless Scatter the Weak is down. He is looking for a potential mid play here. Watercat going to really respect it. As a Spada and Smoke just trading blow for blow. Once again, just like in the last game.
Spada's tanking it up. He's trying to bait him in. You see this? Like, he's just walking up tanking these. He's trying to bait him in. I don't know what you're going to do with that little mana, but, I mean, Smoke's a bit more healthier than you are, so you got to be very, very careful here. Ward goes down, but a gank in the mid lane means Fish gets some damage, but the flash is forced away. He's the Syndra safe for now, but bot side, some more action coming down the stun from the Leona. Puts the Janna in a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. It is enough pain. It's enough. First blood going to the Ashe, but RJ's returning some damage, taking a lot of damage himself. Will not be taken down. First blood going to the pockets of Will Show Them.
Yeah, if you're gonna find Zemi anywhere on the map, and she cannot run away fast enough, she is just gonna go down here. Ashe though is gonna be really, really impactful there. Only reason why Zemi did fall down. So nice pickup from Crime Syndicate. They do find themselves the first blood, and they most certainly will find this Drake. No Stand United to get in the way on that one. As yeah, we get the replay here. Really nice engage from Kotis on to RJ. But look, they're just going to turn directly onto the Janna here. Zemi, not much she can do. Maybe could have flashed a little bit earlier to save herself, but opts to stay in a little too long and pays the price.
Realistically there, she tried to save her resource for a bit too long. And you don't want to be too eager on the resources, but you also don't want to just hold them forever. You know, when you're playing a video game and you have all of these spell scrolls at the end of it that you should have used like way earlier because you can never use them at the final boss. Right? It's just that's kind of situation right there. You just hold it for way too long and you're just like, well, I got to use it now, and then you're dead anyway, so it doesn't even matter. It's just, you know, it's taking too much. Unfortunately, but it looks like this Leona's already getting active towards this mid lane. There's some good damage going into Smoke, actually. Smoke trying to do some damage, but barely doing anything. The supports here. I know the Janna does like to roam to an extent, but the Leona's a much more active, you know, trying to get fights started support. Do you expect them both to be roaming, or more so that the Leona's doing it?
I mean, honestly, with how the lanes are like, with how things have been playing out so far in this match, I don't know if they're even going to roam. We might see a potential roam up from both of them for this grub spawn, but so far, nothing really happening. Cleanse needing to be burned on the bot side as Ash now has the enchanted crystal arrow. Already used it. RJ getting low.
RJ going down immediately afterwards, but the knock airborne does not lock down the Leona to put him down because of those tower shots. RJ falls.
RJ falls, and we'll show them all. Now 2-0 on this Ash. Has a nice lead for himself. And they find a very, very, very good kill here in the bot side. And this is kind of the fear for Vanguard now, as Water Cats.
Some good damage going into Fish right there. The grubs picked up by the Crime Syndicate here. So, you know, that's just going to be pretty easy secure. I mean, they lost the Drake before, but right now it's pretty difficult for the Fools to walk into this, you know, the grubs area. Just all this damage, the potential right there. The Void Grubs go into the pocket of Xin. So, again, we are in a bit of an impasse now. Nobody wants to get too active on the map just yet. But look at this Vi. I say that as we're charging up. We're looking to go in the mid lane. The Vi ultimate comes down, and we're looking to go on the Syndra. Syndra pushes them both away, but the charm comes then. And that's, unfortunately, no kill for the Fools.
Yeah, that is a flashless Syndra, and they don't even find the kill there. Fish should be sitting on quite a bit of gold here. It's been on the Sheen for so long. It's building Triforce as well, but guess what? They're getting wrapped behind.
A good stud hits RJ, but the Janna ultimate comes down for some good healing, but Xin Zhao's here, and the knock away, and the stab into the heart takes him down, and now the Ashe picks up the other one. That's another kill going in their pocket. That's 3-0-1 for the Ashe. An explosive start.
Explosive start when they needed it most. They're bouncing back in this series. And we'll show them all 3-0 now on this Ashe. As yeah, I feel like Fish has maybe kind of just stayed out of base for way too long. Maybe would have been able to find a bit more damage on the Syndra. It was also kind of an overforce play, but still, look at this bot lane replay as just a phenomenal rotation here as they try to kill the Ashe, but they just have no damage. Smoke.
That's a lot of damage going into Smoke, but he's trying to return a lot of damage, but it is too much for Smoke. Smoke goes down to Espada. Sinja on the way. Espada trying to trick him out. That is a interesting path right there, but it's enough. Vi on the chase. Vi looking at him, lock him down. The slowdown's there, but Espada slows down the Vi. Still getting charmed in, but his boys are here to back him up. Means he won't go down.
Yeah, it's not like this Ahri is gonna do any damage right now. Building has the catalyst purchased, also working towards Merc Treads now. Has basically no damage, but here's the replay again. Chains of Corruption lands, but RJ just has no damage. Like, there's just no threat on Will Show Them All. And then a nice enchanted crystal arrow onto RJ when he has literally no cleanse here. Yangu coming in as well with the Wind Becomes Lightning. And the Crescent Guard knockback there. Really well played from Crime Syndicate to be able to bounce back in this series. And they have just such an explosive opener now, up to almost 3k gold at 11 minutes.
I mean, yeah. This is like kind of the exact opposite of what happened last time. Fools had an explosive start, but this time looks like the Syndicate has the explosive start. And it's not exactly across the board like it was last time. I mean, we do have 3 members with kills, but it's not everybody having kills. Right? Oh, good damage going into Smoke. Smoke is getting absolutely decked in this matchup. I mean, man. Get rocked.
I mean, it is the Rock, so... But yeah, look at Malphite's items. Plated Steel Caps, Bramble Vest, like... This is going to be
You gotta just not fight into that. Like, you can't.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I can't believe it, right? Like, it's just kind of been so downhill for... Actually, hold that thought. RJ...
Looking to go downhill right here. We're looking to down into their tower, maybe pop them out, but no, RJ is going to get to safety in time.
As there's also a
top
top
side
play, but Espada just got to use the Malphite ultimate to get away. And yeah, this early game is not going the way towards Vanguard, as it's just falling apart all across the map, smoking a bad matchup. Sinja, they've tried on this mid play twice now, not able to find a single kill so far. I would really kind of like to see Sinja just try to get out of the lane and meet up with the Vi and they just gank like Ashe. It's much easier to pull off, I would imagine, but guess that what? They're still here. Zenith Blade is going to miss though, so won't have any play as they do deny RJ a wave at the very least though, which is going to hurt. RJ 0-2-0. Down 10 CS right now is
Down 2
hurting a
levels,
lot.
too.
Yeah, he's hurting so much.
Some good damage, but like it's just we saw that he was able to do some damage into Will Show 'em all before, but that like dive just was unsuccessful because he didn't have enough. And this 2-level deficit, we gotta find a way to get RJ this farm without him getting war crimed, is what I'll call it. Because the entirety, you know, we got 3 members running him down under tower, and there's only so much you could do in that situation. You gotta maybe use this Varus range a bit more effectively and get a bit more safer farm. You know, maybe a lane swap and get a bit safer farm. But then again, you're walking into a Malphite if you go topside, so that's not gonna go too well. Look towards mid to Leona, posturing to get aggressive here, but see if she actually goes in. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, we'll point out Sinja with some really nice movement so far in this mid lane to dodge any stun potential coming out from Watercat. So well played by Sinja to, at the very least, keep sidestepping the Scatter of the Week combos. As they actually do find a kill in the bot lane that we just barely missed there. And that is a big turn of events because, again, Vars really, really needed that play. And they finally get something back in their pocket. As it is also, I believe, going to be a shutdown potentially there for RJ.
I believe it was a small bounty because of that.
And yeah, guess what? Vi didn't even use cease and desist. So all they utilized there was just Chains of Corruption.
She come right back down and make sure that it gets locked down, right? Man, Smoke is getting tortured right now. Look at this. Look at this right now. He's getting absolutely locked down. Look at the top side now. Smoke is going to go into a cloud of smoke as he gets beaten down and rocked into the dirt, become part of the soil. Gone he goes. In the mid lane, are we going to get a successful gank? Finally, Vi's on the chase. Vi, Sinja takes him down, but Vi will fall at the same time. Fish, sleeping with his brothers now.
Sinja is going to get wrapped around by Codis.
Slow down and lockdown. How long is it going to take? Do we get out of here, though? That's another slow, a stun, airborne, and we're locked down. Sinja falls.
I'm pretty sure if Sinja had just decided to walk down through tower there, could have maybe potentially found an out, but we are going to get a replay here of this bot play. Yeah, just so much CC. Chains of Corruption into the tornado from Zemi. Just means that's a dead Ashe. No chance to even flash, but more action happening.
That's so much damage from the Varus. Varus takes him down, but Zemi gets that kill for himself. Slow down on the Leona. Leona stunning one away, but gets rooted out. So much damage return. We were worried about RJ's damage. He's showing you he's got those numbers up.
Yeah, he's getting them. And with Gwinsu's first item here, he does just so much damage. We'll show them all, not even prepared for the Varus Q damage. And it just completely annihilates him.
I wasn't expecting it to do so much.
I mean,
damage.
I wasn't. I mean, you got the W. Is RJ actually in trouble now? Yengu.
We say he's in trouble, but the knock away is good. We gotta slow down. Yangu's gotta back away. He could have potentially died there.
Yeah, RJ just, hey, got behind early, but doesn't matter now. Is feeling very comfortable in these trades into the Ashe at this point with the Gwinsu's pickup. And Zemi also, to point out, just playing so well now. Especially kind of on this like Enchanter look. Like, held the ult for so long there, was so confident in RJ being able to win that play without using ult. Saves the ult and bails him out. As Sinja needs to be careful, has Spirit Rush, is forced to use it.
Does that Malphite have a potion of iron?
No, he's just big.
He just looks bigger than he. I don't know. He just looks bigger than he does. It just looked weird.
Malphite. He's just big Malphite.
He's just a big boy. He's just he's just rock solid. Sometimes
but as you were talking about in the draft, you'd really like to see Espada get active here. Espada is now active. Please do not go on the Malphite.
I thought the same thing. I saw her charge up that fist. I got scared. I was like, please do not punch that rock.
Do not go on the Malphite. That is one way to lose. I don't see a world in which they can walk in here. We'll need to give up Soul Point towards Crime Syndicate here. Might not even be able to find this mid tower as they're just simply too scared. As Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to go wide.
Unfortunately. But the knockup is there to dissuade any more chase down. This Malphite, though, does have the ultimate, so if he wants to go for that, he can. We see Renekton walking in. Malphite's trying to find a way in himself. Some stun coming down. The mid tower under threat now. We're looking to get aggressive if we are the Crime Syndicate here. But the Fools, not giving it up just yet. Some decent damage from the Varus, but firing back. Leona's getting locked down and shut down. The flash away is there. But can we chase her down? Renekton's on the chase. The stun is there. And finally, Smoke puts one down. Yangu under threat. Yangu locked up, knocked up, put down. Shut down by the Vi. But the Vi falls. Espada getting active, knocking up two. And pop goes those two. Double kill in the pocket of the cat.
Yeah, they finally. I was like really honing in on Espada, waiting for the ultimate to get used. Waited so long. So will be an even pickup here for both teams, besides mid tower being taken by Crime Syndicate. But still, Vanguard holding on. They do blow the flash from Codis there on the Leona. And Senja on this Ari skin. Just showing off the faker Ari skin, of course.
His wallet.
Yeah, but overall, just a solid play by Crime Syndicate here. Looked a little sketchy, a little bit here, but really nice Chains of Corruption's going to land on Will Show Them All. And just look at this Varus. Like, he's just doing so much damage. Forces Codis to flash out early. Nice Scatter of the Week in the top side of the screen here, but Smoke finds Codis in that pick, but just goes a little too far as Fish, and they stack up. Like, Ari being fully stacked. Like, look at them. Just 3-man stacked. All 3 of them get hit by the Scatter of the Week into the Unstoppable Force from Malphite. And it just completely dissolves. Nice Q from Fish. Nice little Vault Breaker dash to bail himself out there. Is forced to flash away, unfortunately. I would have really liked to see Fish and Senja, instead of maybe holding on for so long. Watercat was on the top side of the fight by himself for so long. Maybe they could have just forced the issue onto Watercat earlier with the 2 of them. Should have more than enough damage to kill him at this point, but they don't find it. Chains of Corruption needing to be used here on Dakotas. Bail out
It's a good amount
Senny.
of poke. Quarter of his health, but
Asmana! Nah, that no, that did not.
He's pulling his rock out.
Like, that's not real. That is not it. They have no ult. They have no ult now on Espada.
Bro's lagging. He pulled the rock out and he dropped it. Oh no, that is brutal. Looks like the engage is coming out though. The cease and desist is there. Knock up onto the Ash, but there's a lot of damage returned and Fish is in danger. Fish gets the Malphite blocks the dash away. The slowdown is there. We're in the chase with the Xin Zhao though. We're looking, but there's so much damage being returned. Smoke takes down one, but the Vi will fall immediately after. Fish falls down. It looks like we take up another, the Leona, but Smoke will fall in a puff himself.
I don't know why Fish is going that far. Like, they are never, like, no follow-up there whatsoever being able to be provided from the team, and just, I'm just so confused at what's happening right now. Espada fails the
Bro pulled
ultimate.
out his rock, man. That's like, that's all I can think
Espada
of.
fails.
Please tell me it's in the replay.
Oh, goodness.
It would be
Please
so.
watch this. Like, this is just so absurd. All right, look at Espada, guys. Okay. I can't, but focus in on this team fight here. Not really happening here, as we are kind of just... Atacon is going to go down to the lower screen, but more so in this fight. Like, look, where's the follow-up? Senja is not even spear rushing forward here. They just completely call it off and get turned back around.
This flash was incredible by the Malphite, by the way.
Yeah.
To block the Vi dash.
Yeah, blocks the Vault Breaker, and still, they do find Django at the very least. Smoke does quite a bit of damage on anyone who's not named Malphite, but Watercat is still completely untouched in these fights.
Yeah,
and that's a big problem, and that's something that Vi can address, right? Like, you really don't need to, but really nice ward placement here. As the soul is getting spawned up here, 28 seconds. As overall, so much control in this bot side jungle that Crime Syndicate has. Kind of lacking a little bit of vision here. Nice vision control in the river at the very least for Vanguard. to know what's going on and where people are, but still, they need to find a way in. And Yangu and Kotis here.
They're waiting for him on the corner. The channel is there, though, so the dash will be good enough to slip away. They're posturing, though. The stun is massive from Cat, though. There's so much damage going to Zimmy, and Zimmy is gone. He's going to need a stim pack to get himself back to health, but he will fall down. So does the jungle, and the chase is on. The triple Malphite ultimate knocks up 3, and it means they're going to be knocked down into the dirt. Complete wipe.
Well, that is going to put them in a very, very favorable position to win this match. A little bit of some funny plays there, but Watercat on the Syndra just completely decimating any hope Vanguard has. Ari still not able to put out enough damage at the moment. I'm just shocked we decided to go for this build. I know it's a bit more tankier, so you don't get caught out into the Syndra, but you're playing Viari. And it's not like Watercat's going to be building Zhonya's anytime soon, or like in the lane, but opts for a lower damage build, and it's really, really not paying off here for Senja. But really, really crazy damage from Watercat. Zimmy, just no chance.
Zimmy disintegrates. Like,
Yeah,
look at that. And then you see this Malphite ultimate come in right after the fight starts, and you see Renekton dash away, and then boom! And it just seals the fate of everybody.
Like, it just also, like, really nice scout of the week is Syndra. What is this play? Flashes forward onto Watercat and
ambitious. Sometimes ambition is folly, and ambition is a bit too much for you. You bite off a bit more than you could chew, and Syndra found out exactly what happens when you do that. You try to get a bite of the Watercat, and cats bite back.
They do, like, that is a Mountain Soul Syndra, so even if you actually hit Charm there, I don't know if she's dying. As Enchanted Crystal Arrow going to miss there, unfortunately, we'll show them all, but they are sieging this bot lane tower. Should be able to get this one and potentially the inhib, as they are now comfortable. And yeah, Watercat 7, 1, and 5 on the Syndra is just doing an absolute phenomenal job for Crime Syndicate here, as bot inhib is going to fall on Baron spawning. Best inhib to get if you're going to be trying to get the Baron here. So, and they really, the biggest problem, right, is who can kill a Spada? Like, even if he didn't have Mountain Soul, no one was killing him beforehand. And now they're sure not going to be able to kill him for a while. As Varus with the Terminus still sitting on 2 items here. Not nearly as accelerated as he was in the last game, unfortunately for RJ. As yeah, this has just been a complete disaster from Vanguard from start to finish. I feel like just a bad early game and then just nothing going their way.
I feel like right here it's been so easy to just pick Zimmy off. I understand that, you know, the sort of enchanter style support is, you know, a bit easier to pick off than, you know, the hard tank style, right? But what is this Janna providing that, you know, something a bit tankier couldn't? I know, you know, stuff like the Braum and the Nautilus were banned, so you didn't have, like, you know, the hard tank. But what exactly, if you were to, what is the Janna providing that something tankier couldn't?
I mean, you have disengage, but they have so many different ways of getting in or just straight up killing the Janna that it doesn't matter. Like, Malphite ult can't be stopped by Janna, so it doesn't really matter for that. It's only good, like, realistically into the Zen, and if you're trying to win lane, but they didn't win lane just due to the fact of how they played it, unfortunately. But still,
what is Smoke doing?
Smoke is just dead. Smoke is just dead. We're just defending a tier 2 for no reason.
Sorry,
I'm just. This entire game is kind of just a question mark of what are you doing? Like, why is this happening, or why isn't this happening? And it's just been a disaster for Vanguard.
We're thinking about game 3 now, because our next inhib went down. We get a double knock up again, and pop down goes 2 more. Aquafelis, Watercat, we're showing them why you are just, you seem like the main character right now for this Crime Syndicate team. You're committing crimes, and that's mass murder right now. We're taking down these towers. We're looking at this Nexus, and we'll be falling very, very shortly. But some good damage is following in. RJ gets locked down. We go into their fountain for some reason, because we're trying to pad stats. We'll show them all. We'll show them the grave as we take this victory for ourselves. Set, tied up, 1-1.
Yeah, they tied up 1-1 and a dominant showing from both teams so far. Game 1 was Vanguard's dominant showing. Game 2 was Crime Syndicate's dominant showing. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of back to the drawing board. You're going to pick Viari. You never roam the map, ever. Like, you're struggling to kill Syndra, and then your Ari decides to AFK in lane, never go towards, like, try to pick off the Ashe. And RJ just says, fine, I'll do it myself, right? RJ starts getting back into the lane against the Ashe, but still no help from the team to be found. Smoke in a very unfavorable matchup as Malphite. Gonna be a Tonky boy, and they struggle to find anything whatsoever in this match, as Crime Syndicate with a nice clean victory in that one. Both teams, right? They need to be able to find this this clean pace. I think this Crime Syndicate win was a little less clean than Vanguard's was in game 1. But regardless of that, I also think that if Crime Syndicate can put up these drafts, right? Like, these drafts have been very good for Crime Syndicate. Game 1 didn't go their way, but this game 2 draft was so phenomenal for them that Vanguard really, really, really need to start prioritizing drafting better, because these drafts has not been great.
I mean, right now, we'll have to see what they do when they have their little bit of break time between games, as we take a little bit of break time between games. We'll be right back. See you real soon. Welcome back, everybody, to the final game of the night here. I'm not a Valve Gamer, joined by Aussie. This time around, we have the Fools versus the Crime Syndicate. And it is a 1-to-1 set right now. Fearless draft, meaning the last picks you've seen in the past two games are no longer allowed to be played for this set, for this game. And we had a dominant game followed by a dominant game, but it's, on each side. What do you want to see change?
Well, we'll start with Vanguard. I mean, for me, I'd really like them to target better drafting. More so, I don't think their game 2 draft was necessarily a problem. I just think they definitely executed it poorly. So if you're not going to execute to what your comp wants to do, don't draft it in the first place. Find something else to draft. That being said, their game 1 draft though was actually kind of problematic for them, and they just kind of snowballed. Thankfully, thanks to Smoke's performance on the Shen. And Fish also on the J4 as well, playing quite well in the game 1. But I still think Crime Syndicate's been having these better drafts, and every advantage matters, especially when you're getting into these ranks. Every advantage you can get does matter, as you actually see her with her last game draft, right? Varus, obviously a good pickup, and then they picked Viari, but they ultimately do nothing with it, and it quickly spelled disaster for Vanguard there. That being said, for Crime Syndicate's side, I think their drafting has been good. But their game 1, they disrespected numbers advantage and got punished for it. Game 2, a lot cleaner from them. Watercat on the Syndra went absolutely crazy on it. Played so well. I really want to see more performances from Watercat like that last game, as we are getting into draft number 3 here again. Of course, it is Fearless, so anything on the bottom can't be played again, as no side change once again. Fools 5 Vanguard really vying for this blue side advantage, so curious to see what they're going to do with it, as Nautilus is going to be banned away. That was banned away last game as well. Graves has been a consistent ban so far from Crime Syndicate. Diego also a consistent ban from Vanguard. I'm curious to see what changes.
I was about to say, do you think that they look toward... The Ivern was banned game 1 and then it wasn't touched, even though it wasn't banned game 2. Do you think they that was just kind of a throwaway? Because the Kai'Sa now gets banned away. I was going to say that wasn't banned just yet, but now it does get banned away. Do you think they're going to look towards that again, or do you think it's just it was a throwaway? They're looking for something that Darius does get taken away. Who do you think's showing up?
Well, I mean, I feel like so far, Vanguard's been drafting some of these more high priority picks. Honestly, you could play... It's going to just be set locked in here, completely blind. I don't know what I feel about that one. I don't know. I'm not a fan of... Okay, all right, we're fine. Pause. I was like, wait a second. It's going to be Smolder Senna. These are looking a lot more likely, as I was very confused about Set. I was like, that is a very interesting first pick. But Smolder, pretty consistent champion right now, did get nerfed on this patch. Senna doing very well, as we touched on at the start in the game 1 draft before we even got into it. Nocturne, though, for Fish, going to be locked in here into the Volibear. Volibear flexible. Espada could pick it up here, but Volibear's kind of been seeing a bit more play in the jungle, so I expect it to go to Yangu here, as Soraka going to be locked in here for Zemi. Zemi seems to definitely prefer these Enchanter playstyles, so unfortunately didn't really have as much impact on that Janna last game as you'd like to prefer, as Codis gonna lock in Rel for himself here into the Soraka. It's really gonna come down to whether or not Soraka can silence the engage or not. That determines whether or not Codis is gonna have really strong impact here. I also think playing some of these engage style champions into a Paranoia is quite difficult. It really comes down to verbal communication and also execution. As Paranoia, with those lights turned off, can make it very difficult for you to tell what's going on. So communication is key here for Crime Syndicate. as Watercat's going to have those Vigar and Orianna picks banned away from himself. Is also Galio banned away here from Vanguard. I do like the Galio ban. Prevents any protect Smolder comps with Nocturne. Is Zoe locked in here for Watercat? I think Zoe is.
Huh.
Zoe's
That
kind of a
is
sleeper
interesting.
pick. Yeah, Zoe's kind of sleeper right now. Very, very strong champion in the right circumstances. But Senja's going to opt for the LeBlanc, which, if there are any knowers here, you will actually know that Zoe is actually the first real counter to LeBlanc. More of a traditional counter, so curious to see that the LeBlanc is coming through.
Set did actually get picked, though.
Yeah,
Set did actually get picked, so we weren't getting lied to. It was just, you know, a delayed pick.
Yeah,
as Aatrox is the response to the Set. That is a brawly lane for sure right there. Is there anyone that comes out on top, or is it just kind of they beat the hell out of each other?
I mean, again, Vanguard having a really weird comp here. Set's going to be able to disrupt some of this engage, but I really don't see a world how Sets are going to be able to play into Senna like Zoe unless they just start throwing their bodies at the Set. I think the LeBlanc pickup here is really not ideal into the Zoe. I think that is a bit of a mistake. Obviously comes down to execution on the Zoe side, right? You need to be able to use the bubble as LeBlanc is using her distortion, but I don't know. Again, I think Vanguard has kind of drafted themselves into a hole here, but they do have Smolder insurance as we are loading up into the Rift for game number 3 between Fools 5 Vanguard and Crime Syndicate. Both teams having dominant performances so far in this series. Time to see if either one can replicate that success or if we're going to get a much bloodier one in this one.
I am, you know, we talked about how weird the comp was from Fools, but I also, the composition from Criminal Syndicate, what exactly does it do? Because while I'm, you know, I see somewhat of a vision here on the Fools, it's not exactly, you know, cut and dry. What exactly does the Criminal Syndicate composition do that is better than like the Fools full 5, you know?
Well, I mean, they have like range advantage. They have a lot of poke built in with like Zoe, right? And the fact that Vanguard really only have one person to go in with like it's just Nocturne. Nocturne's going in. So that's kind of why I'm giving them the edge here, and I don't even think it's close. I genuinely think their comp is just that much stronger. I think like Soraka, Smolder, obviously as like they're gonna scale up just fine, but realistically, there's nothing to really help Nocturne dive ever. So, gonna come down to whether or not Nocturne finds any angles in team fights. But I don't know. I just don't know how Vanguard is realistically trying to play this game because it's all over the place. In my opinion,
it does seem a little, you know, sporadic, right? You have this sort of, you want to get in there, but you only have one person who can really get in there. Because LeBlanc likes to get somewhat close. And Set likes to get in your face. But then you have Soraka. And you don't have like a support that opens that avenue for you. You know. But on the other side, you do have people who like to get in your face. Aatrox likes to get in your face. Volibear literally leaps into your face. So, you know, the people may be coming to you. Looks like this bot lane is getting shoved in here. The Rel Senna proving to be a bit too much. I say that as the Nocturne's coming in for this gank. Wrap around, Senna flash away. But we'll show them all in a bit of danger still. The Nocturne flash grabs him with those chains. Can we keep chasing? There's the fear, but the Volibear's here putting some damage down. Do we have enough to take down? Smolder takes the first blood. Some damage following up, though. Yangu in a bit of danger. A lot of damage going his way. Smolder not able to finish off that one. But first blood going to the pockets of the Fools.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that is a good pickup here for Vanguard, right? Smolder going to pick up first blood. Also with the cold start, as Watercat forced to flash away from the chain of Senja. So well played. Well played so far from Vanguard. Really applying the pressure. Smoke now also getting a favorable trade in this top side. But also using that very nice skin on
Smoke
set.
has the Doran's Blade again, where Aatrox has the Doran's Shield. We talked about this matchup or this sort of, build strategy last time. Do you think it's going to be as much of a deficit as it was last time? Because we saw the Malphite literally destroying the Renekton. Is it as bad in this matchup or no?
I mean, Zed should be able to punish the Aatrox for a while here. Also, to point out here, like, the one bad point for Crime Syndicate is they chose to R5 Aatrox here, and that's just not necessarily something I agree with. I think it's kind of a wasted R5 pick, as it's really like it's not gonna win lane. You're gonna struggle quite a bit into like things like the Soraka. So obviously Espada can prove me wrong and have really solid execution, but I would have much have preferred to see something a bit better in the R5 pickup there slot rather than an Aatrox. Obviously has had quite a bit of pressure applied to him in the draft, especially like the R4, R5 bans, right? Going towards his way. It's really nice Q there from Water Felix. Or wow, jeez, Water Cat. It's so hard to look.
Yeah, it's a you think Water Cat, but Aqua Felix is also just Water Cat, but not. It's we know what you mean, right? But it is. I personally love seeing Aatrox because Aatrox is my favorite character in this game, and it's just he's so cool. Anyway, looks like he's getting aggressive here onto Smoke. Smoke taking a bit of poke, but bot side getting shoved in. Volibear on this dragon. It looks like he's going to go his way pretty easily. Nobody coming to contest. Rel making sure of it.
Really good find here from Crime Syndicate. We'll be able to find this Drake very easily. Nothing to be contested over either. Like the Nocturne, not even invading topside. He's going to go now. Might even try for a top gank potentially instead. Will be seen on this mid ward though, as they are going to find this top invade. So at least they find something for the Drake. They don't give it completely up, but still Fish a little off tempo here, as Volibear doing quite well for himself up in CS at the moment. Is also going to get this bot lane invade.
A little bit of aggression for the bot side. Now, we were talking about this a little bit before, pre-game and possibly beforehand. It was the Senna. From what I've seen, a lot of her competitive play was in support, but now she's in this carry role, right? This ADC role. As Smoke kills Espada up in the top side because of the Nocturne rotation. That gank at the top side was successful.
Yeah, they do pick up a very good kill, but hold up, RJ
under threat, having to use those wings to slip away, and will barely slip away. The Ignite burned by the Rel. Means the Smolder will burn, but the dragon that breathes fire has to resist fire in some way, like.
Right? I mean, hey, if you were if your champion had sunglasses, you take one less damage. It's actually, hold that thought. Volibear going in.
Unfortunately, will not find anything just yet because we'll show them all. He's going to have to run away. Volibear looking real pumped up right now, but not able to find anything himself. Right now, the Smolder and Soraka have just been sitting under tower. Two creatures just sitting under tower right now because it's just this lane pressure has been so just too much for them to handle. Now, let me ask this question before another fight happens. Senna, ADC, what does it provide that it wouldn't provide in support? Like, that's just so much better that it's been going in ADC much more.
Well, now that you're able to farm and not get punished for farming, you're able to afford more expensive items, and you are a scaling champ, and you have really good range. You still have like the supportive capabilities of Senna attached to your character, of course, right? So you have that benefit going for you. And the fact that they buff farming Senna means she can actually afford items that make her formidable. But I will say, the Volibear, I want to touch on, like, the Volibear not really finding anything on the bot side is kind of not great for Crime Syndicate. However, they are going to find the grubs as well, so they are up the objectives. As Nocturne is looking for a lane gank, or like looking to gank the Aatrox that's not there. And now they're going to lose the grubs. They lost the first break as well. And it's not really done anything. So, unfortunately for them, they're going to be down both these early game objectives. Giving Prime Syndicate, Senja, we're going to miss the chain, actually. Unfortunate miss there. Might have been able to force out Volibear Flash because no ultimate available. But still, Crime Syndicate find two early game objectives here. which they will be quite happy about. They just need to get a bit more active in the game around these lanes.
You see this set itemizing into the grievous wounds. I don't remember the exact item's name, but into this Aatrox, and I assume he's doing it into, there's another purpose to it as well, because I believe Volibear has a bit of heal, or is it shielding? I can't remember exactly. But do you like that into this Aatrox, or would you prefer him go something more defensive first?
I mean, I actually don't mind it. It's good into Aatrox. It will be good into, like, Senna Sustain. It'll also be good as Smoke. Getting kind of low here.
A lot of damage going his way. The Aatrox ultimate comes out, but not enough. He will not chase any further.
Well, to continue to answer your question here, it's also good in, like, Volibear. Volibear has healing in his kit as well, so...
I knew he
it's
did.
not bad.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not that bad overall. I think it does kind of hurt you a bit earlier here. Could maybe build a bit of a better item. That's kind of a controversial topic or more divisive topic, because some people are like, yeah, well, if you just reduce the healing, it's better for you. Some people are like the disciples of, like, LS, who don't think you need to be building, like, some of these anti-heal items this early on in the game. So kind of depends on who you ask. I'm more of the opinion, just build a better item and kill him forehead, because it's not like Aatrox. Like, you're not going to utilize this item that well for a bit, at the very least, to make it worthwhile to purchase for the stats you're losing to buy it. So,
I mean, I feel like on the other team, it'd make more sense because of the Soraka, right? It'd make more sense to have the Grievous Wounds a bit sooner. But I don't see anything that gives that stat. Or gives that, capability just yet. So they're probably in the same thought process. They don't want to get it so early that they're sacrificing stuff on their builds. It seems like he picked it up and he's not going any further with it. He's going into another item here. I'm not sure exactly what he's going for. Looks like the Nocturne's looking to get active here. This Rel seems to be the target. No, he's not. It is the Senna. Senna's on the run, but Nocturne is scary. Nocturne's the nightmare, but a scary turn of events is happening right now on this bot side. RJ taking too much damage. But Nocturne picks up the first kill in the engagement. Zoe's on the way, and Zoe, putting some pain, will put you to sleep. Maybe you cause nightmares, but I will put you to bed myself. Another kill going their way, and that's 2 for 1 for the Crime Syndicate.
Had to commit way too much for We'll Show them all there on the Senna. And unfortunately, they get caught out. Really nice read from Crime Syndicate as well. They'll pick up their second Drake of the game. So they're doing quite well. About to get the objective feat completed here. Is Espada actually going to go in?
He's going in. A lot of damage on Smoke already. Smoke biting off a bit more than he could chew, and now he's getting put into the smoke. Espada getting himself a solo kill.
I mean, this is, again, kind of the downside of itemizing like something like the Executioner Sword into, like, Aatrox. You just don't have as much damage as you probably should. You're spending 800 gold. Chain got a miss from Senja as well, so Senja on another unsuccessful roam in this, like, in the series overall. I feel like Senja's roaming has not been great at all in this match, or like in these matches. Even opted to take it back there before that bot play happened, and obviously Watercat shows up well before Senja even got out of base, and completely turned it around for Crime Syndicate. Like I said, fantastic read from them overall. Even though they lose Senna, they still come out positive, especially picking up that Drake. Kind of means whoever gets this first tower will get feats. Obviously, feats not that important, but still a win is a win. So you'd like to secure that, as Cole is about to be finished here from RJ. We'll have to see what RJ continues to itemize here, opting for the Essence Reaver in this match. Does quite a bit of damage on it, and we'll show them all. So there's just... honestly, there's so much sustain in this game between both teams. Is Bubble going to go wide from Watercat? But they are in trouble. Look at Volibear on the mini-map. Espada gonna get gone on, though, as well.
Nocturne's in, and that means Aatrox can't see much. But there's some good damage coming his way, but Set pops him. Smoke putting him down.
Well, they might be able to dive this on this next wave if... Alright, Yengu's not going to stick around.
I saw him.
Not going to stick around, so he's going to walk this one away. But why are they walking at the Volibear? This is a mistake.
We just walked at the Volibear and expected not to get absolutely mauled. I mean, You just walked in a polar bear. What did you expect to happen there? It looks like the dragon is returning some fire back. But Volibear's coming in with that ultimate. Slam it down, stun down. That's a lot of damage going into RJ. And RJ will fall, getting gobbled up by the bear. A little bit of time bought, but the Rel is on the way. Rel chasing down the flash burn, but Aqua meets RJ and takes him down.
Why did they walk at volley?
Yeah,
their jungler is topside. Their mid laner's not rotating down to help them or anything. As Espada's just gonna maybe find a kill here, is not going to be able to do so just yet.
Smoke shielding is good for now, but Espada still has the potential to get a kill here. Nah, he missed both hits of that Q, so he's not gonna get it yet. Now with LeBlanc here, we gotta be careful because this dive could be successful. LeBlanc going on this tower though. They're looking to kill this tower before Aatrox gets too much done, but Smoke is in danger here. He takes the kill down before he gets grabbed up and spun around. LeBlanc will destroy the tower though, and Zoe is on the way trying to chase down this LeBlanc. Don't think they'll catch up in time, though.
Yeah, unless the bubble hits, does not appear to be happening. But what a just interesting, like, I'm just so confused
What
as
is
what
happening?
Vanguard is doing. Like, they try to dive Aatrox, and then they're like, okay, let's commit to the tower. So Smoke just straight up walks in and dies. Their bot lane decides to chase after Volibear and pays the price. RJ then also overstays and then dies to Watercat roaming down to pick up the kill. What is Vanguard doing? Like, I'm just so confused. Like, we're playing a Smolder comp. We don't have to be aggressive. We can just take our time and chill. And Sinja, once again, not finding any impactful roams, is also even CS with the Zoe. Zoe now 2-0. I'm just so confused. I'm just so confused at what's happening. I feel like Fools 5 are just completely throwing any chance. We'll show them all, though, in trouble.
Taking a lot of damage, but will fire back some damage. The Smolder, as we mentioned before, you say that like we're playing a Smolder comp. We don't need to rush this, but the Fools feel like they do need to rush this. Where do you think this comes? Like, do you think it stems from specific picks that they have that need to get effective in the early game, or is it just a big mistake on their part? You're a Smolder comp. You gotta wait until this late game.
I mean, you have Set, you have Nocturne, you have LeBlanc, and they kind of drafted themselves into like feeling this pressure for zero. As Codus, not gonna find any play there with the Hex Flash, but
Cosmetic Smite.
still, right? Like LeBlanc hasn't gotten any kills at 16 minutes, right? Her timer is coming up. Of course, she's gonna be able to assassinate the Senna or the Zoe at any point if they're ever caught off alone. But really nice pull back in from Set, though. Codus in trouble.
A lot of damage going into the Rel here, but the Volibear's here to back her up. But the Rel will fall down very, very quickly. Nocturne, though, taking a lot of damage. He's drowsy, taking a quick nap. Honk shoe. And that's not a shoe you want to fit into right now, because too much damage is coming your way. The Smolder ultimate comes down, but the Volibear's in. But everybody's getting blinded now. Looks like the Fools might be trying to turn this around, but the Aatrox gets the double knockup, looking for more. They're not going to find anything. Very, very awkward is this fight right now.
Sinja has literally done... finally, he's going to find impact. Needs to be careful, though. As is fine. Yangu also forced the flash away there, so this might just be the Drake, but Espada and Watercat are holding the front line. Look at this. Gonna hit a bubble. Oh my goodness. They can't even walk in. This is the problem with like the Vanguard comp. They can't do anything. Sinja finds nothing in that entire fight for himself either, and is completely falling apart for Vanguard, even though they got the opening pick. They found the opening pick. RJ now in trouble.
They got some healing. Some damage fired back, though. They're looking to try to get some aggression here, but I feel like into the potential rotation back, it's not too great. Now, we saw Smoke get hit by like a car by Aquacat, by the way. That was insane. The problem is we get that pick, right? And then we kind of just... we don't like slip away quickly enough, but we don't like continue the fight either. It seemed like we were trying to back away, but then we weren't, but then we were, then we weren't. We got to make up our minds.
Yeah, Soul Point now taken away from Crime Syndicate. There's literally been like no contest on these Drakes like in any series, by the way. There's literally like it has always been a fast stack like Soul. So both teams, like obviously Crime Syndicate playing a bit better here, but both teams really need to prioritize that objective a bit more. Forces the flash from Wolf Show them all, but is fine. besides the flash usage. But yeah, Vanguard, like a problem with their comp is being very much highlighted. How do you ever go in? You can't. Like in most scenarios, you can't. Smoke is struggling on set to have any impact whatsoever, right? They can't finish off Yangu when Yangu's in a really weird spot. Senja goes a little far, doesn't get punished for it, but still, like, it showcases why, like the problem as a whole with their draft, because that should have been a very, very comfortable win for them, and it wasn't.
Yeah, that was really, really awkward. Like I said before, I say that now. Smoke has taken so much damage, pounds the Aatrox into the ground, but he's going to get put into the ground. Yangu's here to back up his boy, and Yangu will gobble that one up real quick. Rel was even on the way, just in case anything got too shoddy. Man, we are a lot of question marks. You know, a lot of question marks right now for this Fools team. We're kind of just fighting when we don't need to.
I mean, yeah, look, Zed is so far up, right? Tier 1 already gone in the bot lane, and he's just hanging around by the enemy Tier 1. In a match that realistically, game state-wise, you're pretty much hard losing. As this bot lane Tier 2 is gonna be taken here. No contest from Fools 5 Vanguard. As Herald gonna be used to drive away from Espada. Espada just gonna use, show off some of the drift skills here. As so far drifting quite nice. Oh, does bonk into the wall though, unfortunately. So Herald gonna walk back bot lane as they are gonna take their reset. As 2 minutes to the soul for Crime Syndicate. Fools 5 Vanguard, they have got to find a way to play into the Crime Syndicate comp, and so far they haven't found that answer.
Yeah, I mean, right now it looks like we're looking for an answer, though, but in the darkness of night, we're looking for it. Zoe gets the shutdown, or gets shut down, excuse me. Looking for the dream shutdown right now, and that comes in the form of the Nightmare. Looking for the continued chase. Rel is in a bit of danger, but will leap out of it. On the side, Yangu looking to group up with the rest of his squad.
Yeah, so overall, they do find a good pick here. They are threatening this mid-tier 1. We'll show them all. It takes a bit of damage here, but should be okay. He's healing up quite a lot of the damage. As, yeah, they find a good pick on a good timer. However, Watercat is going to be respawning here before the Strike spawns, has teleport available as well. So they find some gold back in their pocket. They find a mid-tier 1, which is quite nice for them. But still, a bit problematic is you're still going to need to find another win because you do not want to give the soul away. Because again, both teams have so much sustain. Any more sustain is also going to be problematic for you. And if you're Vanguard, more specifically, playing into like the poke damage from Crime Syndicate, you'd like to have the Ocean Soul, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Probably not. You know, it's it's a bit, it's so awkward, right? Because you keep finding, like, they find these picks, and then we do nothing about it. You know, and then, like, a minute later, Smoke gets picked. It just seems so awkward right now, but it looks like Fish is getting gone on now by the Volibear. Sinja's here, though, to back his boy up, and Sinja comes in with so much damage. Volibear's trying to run in, but the Nocturne chased him down. Nightmare, 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 and you fall down.
I mean, this is a good win. Like, Yangu just... I don't know what Yangu is doing there. They do finally find something, as Bubble just going to get eaten up by the very, very end. It's actually Watercat in a really weird spot here.
A lot of damage going into Watercat, but they're not going to catch him out. There's no... Do we have any CC there? Like, can we catch them out there? Because Watercat literally just dashed in front of us.
But they are going to find themselves starting this Drake now. This is a very pivotal moment here for Vanguard. They need this Drake. If this gets stolen away, as Zimmy actually...
They're in right now. There's a lot of damage going back and forth between the two teams, but Zimmy seems to be the receiver of most of it. Aatrox is in. The World Ender awaits, and we're putting the damage down. We're trying to end your world, but Set sends it back into the boys, and there's a lot of damage. Sinja takes the first pick of this fight, taking down the Rel himself. Looks like the boys are trying to back away, but Aatrox is in, looking for some more damage on a Fish, and Fish trying to slip away in the darkest of night here. RJ taking a lot of damage with Soraka, making sure she takes herself some damage so she can heal up her boy. Atacon under threat.
They lose Atacon, but they do get the soul. But how crazy is it that Crime Syndicate in a 4v5 are able to just walk up to the Drake Pit like that, harass them the entire time, and almost turn out like some kills there onto Vanguard? It's just once again highlighting the problem with the drafting of Vanguard, right? They have really no answer. Like Watercat in such a horrible position finds an out. I just, again, I'm just really shocked at this Vanguard like draft process because it's just completely wrong. Because that should have been a very big win, right? You have numbers advantage. You didn't use almost anything to kill the volley bear there in the bot lane. Set found like a 3-man ultimate there as well. Just took a Spada into their backline, and that didn't even matter. Like they didn't get any kills out of that either. Like, how much? Like, what does like Vanguard have to do here to find any like actual real team fight win? Is Smoke getting caught out?
Smoke getting caught out again. I think this is the first step in their possible win is that Smoke needs to stop doing this. Smoke gets caught out here. Baron about to spawn, literally just did now, splitting open the rocks, which means it's a great entrance for the boys on the Crime Syndicate here. We're looking to steal this away for ourselves. Rel walking towards this mid lane to make sure the boys don't come in for free. Aatrox on the way. This Baron is looking pretty free for the boys of the Crime Syndicate.
Yeah, I mean, no contest whatsoever. I don't even think they know they're on it just yet. Like, they're not even responding anywhere. Like, no urgency here coming from Crime Syndicate. Like, they're not even hard contesting this mid wave. Like, they just now found out that this Baron is taken, but so far, just Vanguard really, really not in a good spot here. As they do find this bot T1 at the very least, so that's, I guess, something. But you lost Baron. And yeah, Smoke has got to stop getting picked out here. Just pushing so far forward for literally 0. Like, your team is still losing the game state wise. They do finally lose their top T1. That was hanging on by a thread there. So that finally goes down. I'm surprised they didn't just pick off Smoke here again. Like, this is actually criminal. Smoke gets to walk up like this. But Smoke's gonna be okay. Like, I cannot believe Smoke was able to walk up like this, but it's fine. They do find a nice little reset here. Gonna start going towards this mid tier 1. RJ 200 stacks right now, 26 minutes, so kind of behind the curve by quite a bit here. Usually had the execute online by around 22 minutes, as looks to be a little game freeze here.
A little bit. But while we have this game freeze, we can talk about what we need to do as the fools here to, freeze this game, slow it down. We both know that Smoke needs to stop getting picked. But what else needs to change?
Well, they need to keep finding picks themselves, right? Like, they need to find picks. Utilize this, like, LeBlanc pick, right? Utilize the Nocturne Paranoia. Just try to find Senna. Try to find the Zoe in the side lane. Do something. Because they desperately need some kind of win. But even then, even like they've shown us, even with numbers advantage, they can't really convert anything.
I mean, right now we are, we could kill somebody. We can kill one person, right? But then we kind of just don't do anything else. Like, we got the soul, which is cool, right? And we didn't do anything else. We got picked in top side and we lost Baron. We just start getting active with these picks, and we're just not able to do it. I don't know what exactly it like needs to come together for them, but I think it's just internally, like in comms, it's just gotta be like, all right, we need to stop doing that. Smoke, you gotta stop. If it's me, I'm saying Smoke, you gotta stop running in like that, bro. Like, you gotta stop doing that. You keep getting picked.
Gotta respect your vision line for sure, and also I think a big thing to note again is just like it's so hard for Vanguard's comp to really convert good plays because of just how mismatched / like bad their comp is together. Like, they're playing like a protect the like smolder comp, except like you have Nocturne, which is random. You have LeBlanc, which like neither of those picks really help with that. Set is their right to just throw somebody away from the Smolder, which is okay. But like again, it's just really kind of a weird draft where this feels like a solo queue draft in my opinion, right? Like this is something I'd see in solo queue, like not really any kind of synergy going like being built up in their comp, and they're just really kind of struggling to convert any big play. Like they catch somebody off, and then even being down numbers, Crime Syndicate just walk up in their face and they can't do anything about it. Because they have nothing left. As we are finally loading back up into the match here, we haven't missed anything just yet, it appears. So keep an eye out here.
Drake just respawned. There's a lot of damage going in. Drowsy is the LeBlanc as she slips away. Man, that was close. Aatrox trying to pull one in. Does get the pull in, but nobody's there to follow up. Good damage going into that LeBlanc there. Means she's going to have to reset, which is huge for the Crime Syndicate. We're looking to steal away this Drake under the noses of the Fools right now. Good poke coming their way. The chains hit. Rooting 2, which means some good damage is going to come in. Volley Bear's in, though. Smoke is in, excuse me. And that is an explosive damage on a cat right there. But the follow-up is in. Nocturne's in. Smoke goes up in a puff of smoke because Espada follows with the damage. And there's so much damage. RJ takes down Yangu. And we're on the chase for Espada. We're looking to wrap around to cut him off, but Espada trying to slip away with his teleport. Is it going to be enough? It will be. He'll slip away.
Yeah, we'll be able to like, slip away there. And they finally find something for Vanguard. They stopped this Drake. I've been on Spoke's case this game a lot, but he finds such a fantastic play to pull his team back in the game there right when it mattered most. 3-man ultimate into a 3-man E into a 3-man W. Just so well played from Spoke. There's so much damage lands right on the dome of We'll Show Them All. And it gets cleaned up. Finally, the LeBlanc also finally showing up here in this match as well. Pairs quite nicely. Yeah, with the Nocturne and the set engaged there. Finishes off those kills very quickly. And Smolder now with the execute. A bit late in this match, but that is more than okay if you're Vanguard, because at least you have it now. But yeah, they find a very important fight to keep themselves in this match. They're up gold, but that's kind of meaningless. They are down game state here, so need to keep that in mind as we are taking a look here. But I really, really, really liked how Smoke played that. And that was a very pivotal moment here for Vanguard. Smolder finally scaled up now, has the execute available. This could be an angle for Vanguard to get themselves back in this game.
Very well could be, right? But it looks like right now the Syndicate is still, the ones who have control of this map. Being able to push it in the mid like this, shoving back a couple. But it looks like Smoke again in a dangerous spot here. Please do not make history repeat itself for like the 3rd or 4th time. Smoke backing away now. Learn from his mistakes after, try number 5. But we're here. Posturing around a Baron, which is spawning in about 30 seconds, give or take. Now, this next fight, we saw it start in, LeBlanc took like 1 billion damage and had to reset. That's how that fight potentially started. How do you want to see this next one start?
Well, Crime Syndicate, again, they need to stop pulling the go button so early, right? Like they have the range advantage, they have the poke advantage. Utilize it, right? There, they pulled the button, like they pulled the trigger way too early there. So I can't believe that they gave like that angle to Smoke, but well played from Smoke there to find that angle, as that was very, very, very important. For them to find. Baron now spawned up here, though, as that's going to be the only objective on the map for another 2 minutes here, at the very least, to play over. I really want to see, like, Crime Syndicate utilize how much poke potential they have between the Senna and... As actually, Hex slash forward!
As Rel is in there, hops off the horse, but isn't going to find anybody with anything. Looks like they force away the Fools here, and they're looking to posture again towards this Baron. We talk about that Zoe poke, but Zoe not able to find anybody with that damage.
Yeah, really. I mean, they forced Flash off of Zemi, Zimmy has actually kind of been a sleeper thing to talk about, at least for Vanguard's comp.
Volley just
Doing
reset.
literal God's work here. Volley did just reset, but they don't really have the damage to burn this one out with home guard, so they're going to react a little too late. They might maybe potentially think about starting it, so maybe force something, but it looks like they're just going for vision control here and get their resets in. They do need to be a bit mindful about this, because this is putting them off tempo, but it looks like Crime Syndicate...
Everybody reset, though.
Yeah, everybody is reset now. But it gives a lot of control over towards Crime Syndicate. And when you're playing a comp that can poke out the enemy team, it's actually Sinja in a very, very weird predicament here. Does actually manage to not get seen or found out by anyone. So that's very funny. But having this positioning for Crime Syndicate means that they're going to be able to lay in on that poke style of their comp. Yeah, they have got to really, really, really utilize their poke comp here. And this positioning they've been granted by Vanguard. And avoid, like, getting settled. That's kind of the big thing. But Soul spawning up in 30 seconds. We've literally just been running around getting vision control. And time has slipped away from me as Soul now going to be on the map. Attempt number 3 here for Crime Syndicate to get Soul. As Baron also still in the cards here. As they actually have positioning.
They catch the volley bear, they silence him out, and they pop him down. Sinja picking up 1. And it looks like they're going for more. Maybe, maybe not. Look at Sinja dashing in, looking to grab somebody. They catch Zoe with the chains. She does get the hop away. Aatrox getting the chase down now. Senna pops the ultimate. Knows they're on the side alone, but nobody's there to catch her just yet. Now they're there to catch her. Good damage going her way, but she's safe for now. Set, getting grabbed by those chains. Getting locked down, popped down, pushed around, and then so much damage into his face. But Sinja, boom, goes the Zoe. And that is absolutely exploded, which means this dragon is probably going to the fools.
Oh my goodness. Vanguard are holding on. Senna only at 86 stacks at 34 minutes is also... That doesn't sound right. Huh? Anyways.
What's the average stack right now?
I mean, usually you should have, like, is that right? I cannot believe, like, 86 stacks at...
It seems incredibly low.
That is very low.
There's Baron being taken, though. They're posturing around it. You see that the Criminal Syndicate do not want to give this up. Aatrox is in, though, looking for the knock-up on a Fish. Fish is the target right now. That's their smite. Volleybear's in. Let's see who gets it. Volleybear does steal it away. But there's a ton of damage. We'll show them all goes down. Volleybear falls right after Smoke. Picking up the rail on the side as Spada under threat. He's gonna have to dash away, gonna have to slip away. Bit too much threat to chase any further. Zoe throwing some good damage. Sleepy time and Smoke. Oh my goodness. He has to use that shield to make sure he lives. Man. But the dragon, or not the dragon, the Baron stolen away, meaning 2 members have it in their, on their belts right now.
Buys Crime Syndicate some time at the very least. And now, finally, Syndra has woken up on the LeBlanc. I saw that in the last fight as well. Getting a lot of impact here. Good on Yangu to find the steal, but game is looking dire now for Crime Syndicate as Espada in trouble.
Espada in trouble, and Espada getting put down. Trouble finds him, and the thumbs down. That is so toxic from RJ. They call him a fool for a reason, because they'll make a fool out of you. Man.
Yeah, I cannot believe that Vanguard have finally found an end, despite the comp differences here. Showing draft doesn't matter, and sometimes execution is to get it done. But look at the steal from Yango here. Just does so wonderful, but still, they just don't have the damage. Senna is losing the 1v1 to Smolder. And unfortunately here, they get basically wiped. As Espada also going to use the World Ender to run away very, very quickly. Yeah, just overall, just so crazy that Crime Syndicate have found a way to put themselves in such a losing position here.
I mean, right now, it seems as if LeBlanc is just finding her way in and just popping somebody, right? And do you know what's happening? Smoke isn't just randomly getting smoked somewhere random on the map, which is, a big improvement from what was happening like 4 other times. right? We just need to find a way to stop LeBlanc from doing exactly what she's been doing. I feel like, at least. But do you see any other issues?
I mean, Senna not having stacks is an issue. Like, I'm still
Or
very
scaling
much
picked on
unlocked.
scaling, you mean? Like,
I'm very, very, very stun locked by how little stacks the Senna has at the moment. That being said, still going to be able to stack up right now. Like, but RJ scaling up on the Smolder quite well, still getting them stacks. Is a happy little baby dragon there, working on the last item as well. But I still, again, I cannot believe Crime Syndicate found a way to put themselves in this position, especially with the comp advantage they have as well. It's just like, also like CS differences here. Like, there's just so much more CS on the side of like Vanguard. I don't know how it happened. It kind of like blink and you miss it. I can't believe, but yeah, look at this poke coming in from We'll Show Them All, right? Like, this is the strength of Senna. You can do things like that when you have the range. As Sinja just finds a kill onto Watercat under his own tier 2. Pop goes the Weasel. And finally, 100 stacks completed at 38 minutes. Usually that happens a bit earlier in the game, like maybe like 10 minutes earlier, but finally finds 100 stacks on the Senna. As Sinja going to look for the same exact play. Surely this one, it won't work. And it's going to work.
It's going to work. Later, nerd, right there. And that is a lot of damage, which means this bot turret could be under threat right now. You're walking into LeBlanc to 1v1 her, and she's folding you like lawn chairs. But not just like, you're not like a fancy lawn chair that like upper middle class like people come to events with. You're like one of those crappy lawn chairs that are like, the bottom falls out when you sit on them because you're over 12 in age, you know? Like, that's the kind of lawn chair you are right now to her. Man, that was such a terrible comparison right there. Holy. You got
like,
what I meant though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get what you mean, but yeah, look, this is the replay of Aquafilus. Like, bro, how can bro play?
Later, nerd. Like, how can play?
And then this exact thing happens, and then watch it. We're gonna get the replay of Senna dying as well. Like, this exact play, same position from Senna as well, and he plays it the exact same way, and We'll Show Them All dies. Like, goodness.
Bye bye. I mean, is he gonna sit there and just wait? No, he's not. That would be really funny if he just waited there for like another minute, and that'd be great.
That would be funny if bro managed to find another kill in that same position. That would have been.
I would be so tilted if it was on the same person too. I'd be so tilted. Like, if I'm that Senna or that Zoe walking up again. Surely LeBlanc isn't still sitting here, just getting absolutely eviscerated. Man, that is insane.
Well, we are reaching the very late stages of the game. Soul picked up here for Fools 5 Vanguard. Feeling very, very happy with themselves at this point. Smolder Insurance paying off quite well here. Also, Smoke really is what got them back into the game as well. I want to give credit where credit is due. We were very hard on Smoke in the earlier portions of this game, but is really the driving force. What is Yangu doing? In trouble now, gets feared back.
Yeah, a lot of damage going to Yangu, and that means execution is right there for him. A lot of good CC going down, but you have this LeBlanc taking down turns to the bottom,
goodness.
And oh my god, so much damage and slam down, triple kill for the Smolder. Smolder's looking for more, but the boys are here to make sure there's more in a bit. We're looking for more. We're looking for objectives. Looks like we're going bot side now.
Holy moly, that was a lot of damage there from RJ. As you know, last line of defense here, Watercat and Codis left up here for a while. Find some good damage on the Smoke, but it's not going to matter.
Smoke put them up into smoke right there. Put them up in flames. The ace, LeBlanc secures it, and we were worried about this LeBlanc, the bad matchup that she had into the Zoe, but it seems like our worries were misplaced. 8-0-4. Her team having a huge bags of money in their pockets as they come out of this one, seeing those bounties themselves. The Fools 5 Monarchs. Monarchs are usually rich, so, you know, we're not out of character right there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, really, really, really well played by Vanguard to turn it around. Just some shocking decisions from Crime Syndicate, unfortunately. I mean, they were in a really favorable position that game, right? They had a lot of really solid fundamental ideas in the early game, and unfortunately just started throwing a little too hard in the later portions of the game. Yangu getting picked out quite a bit in some very questionable decisions made by himself led to a Drake being taken, a Baron getting taken, and putting it on the table. It did get stolen away by Yangu overall, right? Like, that did happen, but Vanguard, hold on, fight back, and we actually get a close game in the series between the two, even though the ending didn't look that close there. Definitely a close game, because that was almost out of Vanguard's hands.
Almost out of their hands, but this time the victory is in their hands. The Fools take it over the Criminal Syndicate this time around, but this means the stream is going to end this time around. I've been Not a Valve Game, joined by Aussie this time around, and we'll see you next time around on the Titans Esports Cast. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.